Hi, everyone, and welcome back to SunBurst Tarot, where today we're doing a reading on Aaron Rodgers. So, I just started doing some news around the NFL. Have Week 10 up, so I've been really excited to cover more sports ball or NFL players, teams, and the such because I really enjoy this type of content. I'm also a lifelong Packers fan, Wisconsin sports fan in general, except for the Bucks. But yeah, I have my little Packer blanket in the back too. So woo! But yeah, I'm a lifelong Packers fan. So when someone commented and was like, "We need to do," you should go look at Aaron Rodgers, and I'm like, I'm on it. Let's do it. So I've done a reading on Aaron Rodgers, kind of looking at what's kind of going on for him in the current, answering some real important questions of how is he doing in the current. Are we going to see him? What was kind of going on with him and his separation from the Packers? Was he a major factor in the New York Jets head coach getting fired here in the middle of the 2024 season? And are we going to see Aaron Rodgers retire as a Packers player? So we're answering some hot button questions, a little bit about Aaron, as well as just other things. So if you're interested in that, stick around for the reading. I'm super excited. I had a ton of fun. Uh, Again, I said I'm a lifelong Packers fan. I've been through the transition from Favre to Rodgers and then Rodgers to Love and all the drama in between. So I got you, homies. To all my fellow Packer fans or football fans out there who's just like, what the heck's going on with Aaron? So uh, with that, just quick news and announcements. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so using my website link down below. Otherwise, if you want to join my YouTube members and see videos like this early, you can do so using my you can do so $3 a month. Awesome content, exclusive content, as well as discounts on personal readings if that's something that floats your boat. Otherwise, if you want to Otherwise, disclaimer. Yep, that's it. Yep, disclaimer. If you remember, everything I'm saying is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. No facts here, y'all. Just my opinions, psychic downloads, and the such. So, if you want to use what I'm saying to help form your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions, please do so. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So, with that all out of the way, I'm super excited for this reading. I just got done filming it. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did, and I will see you guys in the reading. Bye. See you there. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the reading. So, I'm actually really excited for this reading, and that's going to be on Aaron Rodgers. So, oh my, I am very excited to do this reading. I am going to the first things I really want to look into is I want to look at how Aaron is doing right now. Just as we've seen a lot of his ups and downs with his time with the Jets. He got hurt last season, and then now he's been apparently not performing to his own standards. They're getting in old team members, old veterans to the Jets to make things go, right? So I just want to take a look and see how is Aaron Rodgers doing at the moment with everything kind of going on. Yeah, so let's take a look here at what's kind of going on. How's Mr. Aaron Rodgers doing? He's the Knight of Cups, coming in with an offer. So we've got an offer for him. Yeah, so we got an offer that he's wanting to give, whether that's emotional or the such. Why is this a start? Because, he's coming in with more promises of, I'm going to do the best, I can do this, I can do that, because he wants to get his fame, his star, stroke his ego. Financial influences on this is like, but he wants to be a team player. This is because 3 of Cups here. It's like, I know I can't do this all by myself. I'm going to need other people to come in and help me to make this dream a reality. So he's like, he might be calling up old friends, old buddies in the league, being like, hey, you want to come over? We can get like a heyday thing going on. Hopes and fears here. The Queen of Cups reverse, though. What? And unseen obstacles. Oh, boy. So Queen of Cups with the hopes and fears here. It's like, I'm afraid that I'm not going to meet my expectations. I'm coming off as pushy. I'm not connecting with people as I would like to be. I'm not nurturing people as I should be. And that's kind of the hope and the fear. Looking down here as the unseen obstacle for him right now, he's just repeating cycles. We've seen this as a Packers fan, lifelong Packers fan, who was there from the transition from Favre to Rodgers and then Rodgers to Love. Let me tell you, seeing this show up, it's like you're just following the cycle. You're following the pattern of what's going on. Also, it's like the other challenge here is we're not, it's like we are the fool. It's like we're overthinking, overanalyzing. We're not just playing football. So we have to strategize. We have to analyze. We aren't being, it's like we're taking this so seriously when it's just a football game. And I think that's kind of, Aaron's kind of taken, like, there's no fun in it for him right now. It's like there's only the mechanics. There's only, like, there's no fun in it. What's going from the heartbreak? I do think that we're kind of seeing, I don't know if this is going to be Rodgers' last season. I think it might be his last season. 3 of Swords upright. It's a heartbreak. So this could be in his personal life. I don't know if he's dating anyone right now. But with the 3 of Swords upright here, what's going for him, I do believe that this is like just a time for him that's like he's not where he wants to be. He's not up to snuff how he wants to play. He's not playing how others are expecting him to play, but more importantly, he's not playing how he expects himself to play. And I do see this as kind of a hard pill to swallow for him. I was here in the past, like, I want to give my all. I want to give my all, get this next step, get this offer, go to that next stage. But then here in the future, the 8 of Cups. I do see him, this being his last season. 8 of Cups, upright, walking away from things that don't emotionally fulfill me anymore. This is Aaron Rodgers' last season. I don't know if he's going to be so dramatic and retire in the middle of a game, but I don't believe, just looking here, I don't believe that. I mean, we've known Aaron Rodgers to be a drama king, but let's just be honest here. If this was a WWE show, he would be like one of the top rated people, right? But looking at this, yeah, I do see him this probably being his last season at the current moment. Any other information we can get about him right now? Yeah, my hard work isn't paying off with the Ace of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, I've been trying to get my bag, be successful, have my money, eat it too. The Hermit. I've been trying to do everything all by myself. I've been beating myself up over this all, but and in the end, the seeds that I've put here just aren't maturing, aren't coming to fruition. Yeah, I think this is going to be Rodgers' last season. It's like what he thought he could do in New York with the Jets, he's just not going to be able to do with the Jets. So, okay. Yeah, and this is his last season, in my opinion. I would expect this to be his last season. He won't be going the Favre pipeline, where it goes from the Packers to the Jets to the to the Vikings. The Vikings have a very good team, and I think they have a quarterback that they're very confident in. They don't need Rodgers to try and take them to a Super Bowl. I think they have a very good quarterback this year in Sam Darnold, and then I know they have McCarthy next year, who they're very, very excited to get some reps underneath his belt and get him in the league. So I don't think we're going to be following that pipeline. But, okay. So the next thing, yeah. Yep, I was the right one, because I'm like, wait, was it Williams? Nope, Williams is the Bears. So the next thing I want to look at here for Mr. Aaron Rodgers is I do want to look into, was he a factor in the Jets head coach Robert Saleh getting fired mid-season from the Jets? So I wanted to take a look at that, as there was some speculation going on there of what was going on. Did Rodgers have an impact on getting Robert Saleh fired, who is now currently working pro bono with the Packers? So go Pack, go, y'all, go Pack, go. So let's take a look here at Aaron. Did he have any effect in getting Robert Saleh fired as the head coach from the New York Jets here in 2024? The Ace of Cups upright. Hmm. So seeing that, it gives the sense of like there was actually a pretty good bond here. Why was this a judgment? I'm going to pull the whole spread before I go into everything. Aaron, Robert. Okay. So, I wanted to pull the whole thing just because I want to get a full picture of what's kind of going on here between Robert, Saleh, and Aaron Rodgers, and did Rodgers have an effect in getting Robert Saleh fired as the coach for the New York Jets mid-season? So what I'm seeing here, like this is kind of just like a dynamic spread between the two of them. We have the Ace of Cups upright, but with the Judgment card here. Uh, Behind the scenes, it feels like these two actually had a relatively good relationship. Because but here's the thing: they had a relatively good relationship, but they butted heads because they had different opinions on how they thought things were gonna work. We have Aaron over here as the Queen of Swords verse, who is going to not mince their words and is going to take out their anger and their frustration on the coaching staff. It's what was happening, in my opinion, what was happening behind the scenes. Queen of Swords reverse. This is someone who's really bitchy, someone who's always going to have something to say, someone who's always going to be complaining, someone who's always going to have nitpicky words and things that they want to say. Saleh over here is showing up as the Emperor upright, though. It's like, I want to be a leader. I want to take this team to the next level. We need to work together to get there. Emperor is like the embodiment of all the kings. Seeing it upright, this is the embodiment of all the kings of, I have passion for this game. I want to lead this team. I have a empathy towards my players, and I have a drive for success. Robert Saleh in this dynamic, I think, was just trying to take his team to that next level. Rodgers was a problem child, in my opinion here. And I'm not saying that just from a personal bias, but just from what I'm seeing here in the cards. A Queen of Swords reversed. This is someone who's going to be petty AF about the stuff going on. I can't say, oh, that's woodaboo, but that's what I'm seeing here just from the cards. Looking up here in the financial influences, like when we're looking at their dynamic, this was one. It's like, again, I do feel that there was a level of trust here. Two of Cups. It's like they did have some investment in each other and making things work and working with each other. However, the hopes and fears, the Ace of Pentacles reverse. This isn't going to work. Temperance card up right down here is the unseen obstacles. We struggled finding balance and finding a balance between how we were talking. Also, communication was horrendous. Where I think they liked each other and they had like a, I don't know if they had a mutual respect for each other. I'm hearing no, but they could recognize some of the good parts in them, in each other, but I don't know if it was a respect thing. Because here with the Ace of Swords reverse, this is someone, the challenge here was they communicated very differently. How they communicated, how they conducted themselves, how they ran things. Two very, very different people, two very, very different styles. So with Saleh and Rodgers, they just had two different styles of how they want to communicate, how they get along, how they express themselves. And I think this is kind of interesting as well as when you look at apparently Robert Saleh and Matt LaFleur, who is the head coach for the Green Bay Packers, are like best friends from college. And when Rodgers left the Packers, LaFleur was the head coach, and those two allegedly did not get along because they had different communication styles. Having Rodgers go to the New York Jets with Robert Saleh getting the job and him being probably having a very similar communication style to Matt LaFleur, I'm not shocked to see this. I'm not. Because what was going for them here, It's like they were kind of just over the pettiness. Five of Cups reverse. It's like we're moving on. We're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel with this. However, the unseen. However, here in the past, the Four of Swords. This was something that it's like they had buried the hatchet on something, or they had agreed to disagree on ways of doing things. And then here in the future is the Two of Wands. It's just like, okay, so we need to just move on from different things. So I would say, kind of looking at this, was Rodgers a major factor in Robert Saleh getting canned or fired from the New York Jets? I would give it, he was like a 30%, 40% factor in it. That's where I would put the number. Just from the perspective of, it seems that there had been issues before this season between the head coach Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers. There had been issues before. They had decided we're going to bury the hatchet, but then the Jets were doing poorly. Maybe there was a conversation, and ownership came in, talked to their star player that they're paying millions of dollars to do, or to millions of dollars to play the game. They are, even if they can't get money from, and here's the other thing too, it's like, even though we can't get money from maybe like the games themselves or winning them, excuse me, head coaches don't sell jerseys. Aaron Rodgers' name sells jerseys, so they can still get team money from jersey sales. So when we're looking at it from a financial monetary perspective, head coaches get paid a lot to win games. But when the team they know is kind of bad, you're going to want to can the coach, because at least the people on your team you can still buy jerseys of. And that name and those proceeds are still going to get you money. So there's like a more equal exchange there when it comes to keeping a player instead of maybe keeping a head coach when things are kind of going south. Just looking at it from like, how does that work in like a business sense? So like I said, that's kind of what I'm seeing here for that dynamic between Rodgers and the head coach, Robert Saleh. So, Saleh, sorry if I'm butchering it, but the next thing I want to look at here is probably what everyone wants to know, and that is, Aaron Rodgers, my dear, what was happening when you left the Packers? What happened there? What was that whole hullabaloo all about? What was going on? This was a thing between, Gutenesk and Rodgers. So Gutenesk is the front man in the office for the Packers, and he was the one that was kind of was doing like the wheeling and dealing, had also drafted Jordan Love 2 years ago, or now it's like 3 years ago already. I think, was it 2020? 2020 draft, did they get him? Oh boy, it's been a bit. But he sat behind Rodgers for a while, and apparently Rodgers wasn't happy about that. I think it was because he sat behind Rodgers for for like 2-3 years to kind of just learn and lead and do what he needed to do. But I want to take a look into what happened, what were those circumstances that happened with Rodgers leaving the Packers organization. And then I want to take a look at, is there a good chance that he'll actually come back and retire as a Packer? Because I don't know. He left on some pretty bad terms with the organization, even though he had a phenomenal career with the Packers. He was every NFC North's giant nightmare. I think he still has the Bears. If people are like, how do you own the Bears? You just call Aaron Rodgers. It's fine. Just saying. So let's just take a look here. What were those circumstances that had Aaron Rodgers when he did leave the Packers organization? Two of Pentacles, it was a decision between are you staying or are you going? Are you retiring as a Packer or do you want to be traded? It was very much a you have two decisions. Which one do you want? Why was this? Because like, this is all about the money. Why if they're like, oh, did he this that and the other thing? I think Rodgers' contract might have been up at that time. I can't remember all the details. Forgive me. Uh, but it does feel like this was all about money and why he ended up leaving, because I don't think the Packers wanted to pay him what he wanted to get paid. This was like maybe he wanted an extension, but he wasn't worth the extension that he was offering or trying to get. So it's like, fine, go out into the free market and do what you want to do, because like we don't want to re-sign you. Or if we are going to re-sign you, it's going to be for a lesser amount than you want to get. It was very much along those lines of, you want to go out and try and do something or get more money, you're not getting it from us, you're going to have to get it from someone else. Because yeah, you're going to have to get out, we're having to get out of our comfort zone. Financial influences here, you're getting out of our comfort zone. This was like someone was asking for too much money, or you were asking for too much for too long, or too little, or too much for not enough time. Like, it was the hermit reverse. We're getting out of our comfort zone. It's like someone was asking for too much, or they were asking for like a weird deal that had never been done before, and looking at the numbers, running how it was, it just wasn't making sense for the Packers organization, it feels like. Looking here at the hopes and fears, the Five of Swords, seeing the Five of Swords reversed. So, hopes and fears, someone wasn't transforming as well. This is, I think, looking at probably maybe Rodgers, or this is the Packers organization, but this is like the fear, the hope and fear here is like there wasn't change going to occur. What we were getting the next season. We weren't going to get a new Rodgers. We weren't going to get a new team. It's like there was like a fear of, we can keep with the same. We can keep trying the same old thing over and over and over again and trying to get a different result, but it just wasn't occurring. The unseen obstacle here as well, the Six of Wands. I do think that there were issues when it came to Rodgers being a little bit of a prima donna. Six of Wands, our ego getting in the way, our pride getting in the way. It's a little bit boastful, a little bit prideful. If I'm not mistaken, this is also during the 2020 time where the world shut down and Rodgers. We knew Rodgers had stances on vaccines and the pandemic, and I think there was also from a PR perspective too of Rodgers was a little full of himself. Rodgers was getting ahead of himself, and yes, he was his own PR team. However, it doesn't feel like it was going to be it meshed well with the Packers PR and what they wanted to promote. So it's like it's like we're having like a disconnect in communication and what we stand for. And as a player, as someone who is on the Green Bay Packers, we kind of have an expectation of PR that you're going to have for our team. Because the other challenge here is the Four of Cups upright, which is I don't think they wanted to lose Rodgers. No, I don't think they wanted to lose Rodgers. However, they knew. I think that it felt like we know the time's up. But does Rodgers know that his time is up? And I think they were kind of looking at it from a long-term organization stage. Like, it was a Four of Cups upright. It's one of you were going through and you're sitting there and you're kind of like waiting. It's like you're kind of depressed. You're kind of like, I'm being offered one thing, but it's like and so I'm looking over here. I'm not impressed by it, but I'm not looking over to the other side and actually seeing that I have 3 cups available to me. So I do see that there were some challenges here, and like, do we keep Rodgers? Do we keep our star person who sells jerseys, who sells merchandise and the such? Because like, they were really focused on him. But they had so much good talent in the back end. Look at where Packers are now. They have a bunch of new stars who have started kind of coming out of their shells now that Rodgers has kind of taken a step back from the organization. But there was a big challenge here of like, who's going to step up? There was a giant focus on Rodgers rather than the other players behind him. What was going for the situation? The Page of Swords. This is also Rodgers. It feels like Rodgers himself said one thing and did another. He was really hard to control. Not control, I would say, but he what he wanted to say, he was going to say it, whether that was to the detriment to the organization or not. And so it just feels like it was just a combination of ego, pride, him asking for too much money, and just decision making. Because here in the past, the Page of Pentacles, he was a great investment. He was wonderful. And I do think that they would have kept him on if they could have. But here in the future, Three of Pentacles. We found deals that we could work with other people with, get value with, and the such. And we found a good place for him, where he felt like he could succeed, even though he really hasn't. But again, looking here at that Three of Pentacles upright, I now want to take a look here. I want to see if this is something that's possible because, again, I'm a Packers fan. I love me some Packers. I do want to see if we'll see Aaron Rodgers retire as a Packer. I really want to see that. Or if he will go and retire as a Jet, as a Jets player. But I do want to see if there is a possibility for Aaron Rodgers, because I do feel like this is his last season, unless some miracle ends up happening. I do see this kind of being the last season for Rodgers, at least for the Jets, for sure. But I do see this as one of his last seasons. So let's take a look here at what's going on. Will we see Aaron Rodgers retire as a Packers player? I think a lot of Packers fans, I don't know. It's a split 50-50 whether or not the Packers fans would be happy about that. But let's see what's kind of going on if Aaron Rodgers would ever retire as a Packers player. Give this one more big old shuffle. And then let's take a look here. Would Aaron Rodgers retire as a Packer? In his current energy, it feels like a no. But let's see if that might be able to change. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Oh boy. I keep hearing it's like there's not enough money in the world to do it. Why is this the Seven of Swords? I don't know if Aaron Rodgers will actually retire as a Packers player. In Aaron's current energy, he's like, you can't pay me enough to go back there. You cannot pay me enough to go back there. It's like, I won't do it for the money. Like, there's not enough money for me to do that. I don't know why. This is very odd. Interesting. Because Ace of Pentacles reversed, it's all about, like, losing money, losing resources. With the Seven of Swords, like, the direct influence on it, because, like, I wasn't able, it's like, because I got caught. I don't want to get caught back there. Financial influences here. It would be a great way of, it's very, from an emotional standpoint, this would be really good. People would buy the jerseys. People would probably, this would be like, they would probably retire his number. This would be him retiring. They'd retire his number. Like, but I don't know if he's going to be one that would forgive how the organization treated him. This is hopes and fears. We can just get over our, there's a hope here that we can get over our differences. The fear here as well, of we're not gonna be able to get over our differences. Unseen obstacles, the Justice card upright. Contracts, how would this work? The other challenge here, the Four of Wands reversed. This is, again, I don't think Rodgers would want to retire as a Packer. Packers are going to, I think, offer him to retire as a Packer. 100%. It would be a good day for a lot of people. Four of Wands here, though, is another challenge along with that Justice card. It's like this is the decision, like the unseen obstacles. Like Aaron has to decide that. We can't decide that for him. That's his decision. And with that Four of Wands, I feel like Aaron feels extremely slighted. It's like that isn't home to me. Like it's like they betrayed me. There is like a sense, very big sense of betrayal. What's going for the situation though? Packers would shill out to have him retire as a Packer. It's a good feel good story. I think they'd be willing to pay him to retire as a Packer or offer services to have him like maintain health insurance. Yeah, like maintain health insurance, maintain benefits, and that. Like, I do think the Packers would be willing to do that. They're willing to pay. That's a Four of Pentacles reverse. It's like we're willing to pay. We're willing to give you. We're willing to give you kind of what you need. Here in the past, though, we have the Page of Wands, which is kind of like there's a bubbling, a toiling, a trouble. There's a lot of ideas, and there's been this idea floating around for a while. But here in the future, the Three of Cups. It is a possibility. I will say that. It is a possibility that Rodgers would retire as a Packers player. There is a high probability because I don't know if the Jets are going to offer him the stuff that the Packers would. And I'm hearing no. And again, I does Rodgers want to retire as a Packer? There's a part of him that I think does, but I think a majority of him, it's like this is really up to him and his decision if he wants to. And if he doesn't want to, we're not going to force him to. We're going to offer him benefits and the such to do so. But here, this is something, it's like, do I really want to bring up this wound? Four of Swords, it's like this is something that's been kind of long dead and buried. The Chariot, I don't want to move, I don't want to change things. The Knight of Cups here as well. It's like, what are you willing to offer? As well as the Queen of Cups reversed. Ooh, and then to pull it all together, the Hierophant reversed as well. So again, this isn't committed. This isn't. Do I see that there's a probability that Rodgers could retire as a Packer? Yes. Do I think the offer is going to be put out there? 100%. But it's really going to be up to Rodgers if he wants to accept it. And I don't know if he really wants to accept it. I keep hearing no. It's like, I don't want to have anything to do with that organization. Packers are going to be willing to pay him and to maintain health insurance and benefits to make sure that he's taken care of because he took care of the organization, it feels like, for so long. But again, it's up to Aaron Rodgers if he would want to retire as a Packer. And that's what I'm seeing here for just a quick read on Aaron Rodgers. So if you guys enjoyed this, feel free, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more football, NFL content, I'm definitely going to probably keep doing more of this and just doing stories from around the league because I'm really enjoying this. I love the NFL. I watch football almost every Sunday. I enjoy it. It's a good time and the such. So if there's any other teams or specific players you want me to look into, I noticed Tom Brady is an announcer and is now an owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. If you guys want me to take a look into how's that whole dynamic going on, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, thank you all so very much for watching. If you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so using my website link down below. Otherwise, if you want to join YouTube members, get videos like this early, exclusive content, and the such, that's also available if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, let me know what other readings you would like to see around sports, around other NFL teams. Maybe we can go into WWE if you want me to. Like, I'm open to a lot of different suggestions and different places to go. So thank you all again so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!